Hey everyone, this is Sarah Noah Block, CEO and Head of Marketing Strategy for Tiny Marketing. And this is our weekly show where we give you actionable advice that you can implement today. So today I'm doing things a little bit differently. Usually, I create the live streams first and then I write a blog based on it. But this week I'm doing the exact opposite. This video is based off of one of my most popular blogs of all time. It was picked up by multiple publications, and it's the #1 blog that gets people to my site from Google, The Pros and Cons of Email Marketing. So let's get started. Hey, all right, let's get into it. So think of marketing like dating. Social media is casual flirting. You're on Tinder, you're swiping left, you're swiping right. That's social media for you. You get to meet prospects, but you don't really get to know them all that well. And then there's email marketing. Email marketing is that honeymoon stage of your relationship. You're dating now. You're getting to know each other. That's where email marketing is. Both parties, they're hoping for the best. But in the end, you might end up marrying them. You gain a customer. Or you might get dumped and they unsubscribe. That's how email marketing works. There's pros and cons to it. It can be wildly successful. There are a lot of coaches and course creators that rely on email marketing to do all the selling for them. But you could do it all wrong too and really alienate these people that you want to be your customer. And they end up unsubscribing and just being completely turned off by you if you do it wrong. So let's dig into the pros and cons of email marketing. So pro 1, it's cost effective. It's super cost effective. So all you need is an email business address and a few dollars a month. You can use something like, a personalized Gmail account that has your own domain name. That costs about $8 a month. And then an email marketing platform you'll need to do email marketing, obviously. And you could go with MailChimp, MailerLite. I use Flowdesk. And you can spend anything from $0, depending on your list size, to, it could go up to $800 a month if you're using HubSpot. But like Flowdesk can cost between $20 and $40, depending if you find a good promo code. So it's not super expensive. It's really cost effective. And there's a huge ROI on successful email marketing. For every $33 that you make from your business, you spend about $1 on email marketing. That is a good ROI. It's better than any other tactic. So pro 1, cost effective. You can find a really cost effective solution for email marketing. Pro 2. Pro 2 is automate the sales cycle. So like I was saying a minute ago, online businesses, some of them rely completely on sales on email marketing for their sales process. You create an email series, hire a conversion copywriter who just kills it at copywriting, and a 5 email series sent in the correct workflow to the right people can sell. It's great for people who are getting affiliate income. Maybe they are selling other people's courses. It's great for course creators. It's great for coaches. It's great for any product-based item that could be sold on a website. Sales cycle can be completely automated through good email marketing. And if you guys are interested in learning a great selling technique through email marketing, go to the article that's in the description and you'll find a link to the Crazy 8 launch strategy email sequence. It's through Teachable. Teachable kills it with email marketing, and it's something that you want to steal their swipe files so you can do the same exact thing. Pro number 3, segmentation and personalized marketing. There is I take this back. Email marketing or advertising are the only types of marketing that you could do that's super personalized. You can send it out to a segmentation or a segment in your email list that is from a certain location, plus has the certain job title, plus has indicated that they have this problem. You can segment really well if you use quizzes on your site, or if you have different types of forms that people can fill out where they give you a little bit more information about them. Or if you're using an email marketing platform that grabs information from them as they're going through your site. Let's say you're using HubSpot. You can segment based off of what pages they're going to on your website. So if they're going to your site on a certain service or a certain product, and they keep going back to it and going to articles around that, then you can segment them based on that product or service that you know that they're interested in because you've seen that they're going to that page on your website. Segmentation is great. And then you can send personalized emails to these people. So, you can add personalized tokens. So you're actually using their name, you're using their company, you're using different information that you know about them. But the most important thing is that the copy is directed at them and their specific problem. It can be very personalized, and it makes your relationship a little bit more intimate. You understand them better. It's a great way to build that relationship and start to move them from a top of funnel prospect to mid funnel to a close, bottom of funnel. Advertising is the only other way that you can do that, and it costs a lot more than email marketing. Trust me. All right, and pro number 4. It is one step of a multi-touch point marketing. So let's say that your business is seeking out certain accounts. You really want to sell to this list of businesses that make sense for your profile. Your business sells to a very specific type of person with a very specific type of problem, and you want to sell only to them. This is called account-based marketing. So you want to touch them in a lot of different ways. That sounds perverted, but what I mean is you want to touch them through email marketing, through advertising, and you can advertise directly to those businesses, to content that's created specifically for their problem, making sure that they see it, to personalized outreach. Multi-touch point marketing is a great tactic because it takes about 7 touches to be able to actually start to get recognized and be able to be recalled in someone's brain. It takes 7 touches. So you want to make sure that you are reaching them in a lot of different ways. Okay, now let's dig into the cons. Now, if you have followed me for a while, you know that I love email marketing when it's done right. But when it's done wrong, you can alienate your customers, you can turn them off completely, and we need to talk about those things that could cause that and any problems that might come up when you are starting to consider email marketing for a tactic. Con number one, you actually need a list. So when you're first starting out, let's say you just built a product or you just identified this service that would be really great for people, you might not have a list. And the Can Spam Act, that says that you can't just scrape a website and start emailing those people. You can get fines, you can get in big old trouble. So you need a list of people who actually want to receive your emails. So you need to start looking at email list building techniques. And I have a few blogs on my site and a few videos around how to list build so you can start email marketing. But when you're first starting out, it's going to take a little bit of time to build up that list. Just as a heads up, some things that I recommend are joint webinars. Webinars with people who have a similar audience to you, but they don't sell the same thing as you. That way you guys can share those leads, and usually you can get a pretty decent list from there, and you know exactly what it is that they're interested in because you've had this live conversation with them. Other list building techniques that are effective, number one, webinars. Other ones would be batching content. Let's say you partner up with service and product providers that have a similar audience. They have the same audience as you, but they don't sell the same thing as you. Put your content together and batch it and start to promote it together so it becomes this bundle offer, and you guys can share the leads that way. Putting together lead gens are also effective, like ebooks, guides, newsletters, things that will drive value for your customer. All great places to start. Con number two, constant cleanup. So every single time you send an email, you're going to get more information about your people that are subscribers. So you always want to be cleaning up your list. I clean up my list every single week. So go through your audience in your email marketing platform and see, are they filter through any unsubscribes, anybody who is unengaged, any that are permanently bouncing, delete them off your list. You don't need them. Goodbye. Constantly clean up your list. And make sure that you're only sending to engaged people. Now, it hurts a little. You worked really, really hard to build that list. It does. It stings when you have to delete people from your list. But think of it this way. Email marketing providers, they will penalize you for not keeping a clean list. If you're sending to people who are unengaged, you're going to start going into spam. You need to think about that. So keep your list clean. You don't want to end up in spam, which brings us to con number three. Are you a spammer? If you're doing it wrong, you could end up in the spam folder. So how do you do this? How do you end up in the spam folder? One, if you are sending emails to unengaged people often. Two, if you are writing content that people just aren't interested in, they're not opening it, or they're marking you as spam, then you're going to start getting moved into the spam folder. And this is what like Gmail, Outlook, Yahoo, AOL, they are the ones that are putting you in spam. Once your email marketing, if you're not doing it correctly, they're the ones putting you to spam. So make sure that you're writing content that people actually want to read. Look at your reports. What's your open rate? You want it to be at least 20%. If it's not, then you're doing something wrong and you need to start tweaking your copy and making sure that it is adding value. It's something that people want to read. Oh, and the last way that you end up in the spam folder is if you scrape. If you scrape emails off of websites, off of LinkedIn, then you can end up in spam. People need to opt into receiving your email. You can't just send them. And then the last con is automation mistakes. Let me tell you a story. So in my early marketing days, I made mistakes with automation because it is complicated. I mean, I've been doing this for 13 years now. So I've gotten pretty good at it because I've had a lot of practice. But in my early days, automation can be really complicated. So if you end up sending let's say you create an automation, a workflow in HubSpot, for example, you create a segment list. Now, if you send to the wrong segment, that could be a problem. People are getting irritated, they're getting frustrated. And that's exactly what I did. So I set up this beautiful, complicated workflow, and then I created a segment list. And it was supposed to be anyone who is a non-customer in a certain location. So I set this up, and then I hit go. I launched my workflow, and I was super excited. But then I started getting emails, and I saw that people were getting frustrated. And the reason was I segmented wrong. I sent it to everybody in that location, not just non-customers. So I was getting emails back. Why am I getting this? I'm already a customer. I mean, the plus with that is I accidentally re-engaged some customers that stopped. They were marked as customers, but they were no longer using our service, and they re-upped their contract. So that was a plus, but it also caused a lot of issues. You want to make sure your segment is correct and test your workflows over and over and over again. Make sure that they are sending in the correct cadence. So you're not sending too rapidly. And you also want to make sure to send tests to yourself and check all of the links, make sure everything is good. So these are the things that you want to do when you're setting up an automation. Set it up, check your segmentation over and over, make sure it's right. Test the workflow to make sure the cadence is correct, and test each email to make sure all of the links are working correctly and that is rendering correctly on any type of platform or device that someone might be looking at it. There, that's my rant on that one. So email marketing, it can be super successful. It can be extremely successful if you do it right. But with cons, you can really turn people off. So make sure that you are just doing it correctly and you build genuine relationships with people, because it can be a very profitable way to market. Thank you so much for joining me today. And if you liked this talk, then check out the article. It's in the description. And I wanted to let you know I'm doing a webinar on April 27th. I'm hosting a webinar called How to Market with a Small Team and Budget. I'm going to break down how to systemize and automate your marketing processes to gain a following, build trust with that following, and increase your leads. You can enroll at sarahnoelblock.com/registration. Here you go. And don't forget, I go live every Friday at 11 a.m. Central Time on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Twitter. And if you liked this episode, hit like, subscribe, or follow wherever you are, and sign up for our newsletter right here. Our newsletter is where you will get first notice that we're going live and what the topic will be, who the guests will be. You will also get an email every Tuesday, at 1:39 p.m. with tons of actionable advice, because that's how we do it here. We give you actionable advice that you can implement as soon as you're done reading that email or as soon as you're done with this video. Thank you so much. And I have one question before we go. What about purchasing a list? Purchasing a list, it's iffy. I would say when you're purchasing a list, use it for one thing, and that would be advertising. You can do direct advertising to that person or that business. And from there, that advertisement can be set up as a lead gen. So offer something where they have to subscribe in order to gain that lead gen. And then they will subscribe to your email the right way. If you want to start email marketing with them immediately, you can do that in one way. You can send them an invitation to sign up for your email list. And that would be the only way that I would do that. But before you send that email, make sure that you run it through like a zero bounce where it validates the emails and make sure that they're right. Because if too many are no longer valid, if too many are have already like opted out of your email, then you'll get in trouble. So validate those emails first and offer them an invitation to subscribe to your email, but don't just add them to your list. Thank you for that question. All right, beautiful humans, I will see you next week. Bye.